Anywho, wanted to say today, do you ever feel disgusted by your own perfectionism? It is something that women in business deal with all the time, and it's something that I wanted to talk about with you today because my name is Rose. I do a lot of things. One of those things is I am the owner and founder of the live streaming Secret Circle, which gets women empowered to put themselves on camera, just like you, to talk about their business and do the things in the proper way to light your content on fire so people are getting in touch with you so that they want to work with you. Now, you might say to yourself, how in the heck can I do that, Rose? Because it's like competing with all the women out there that are willing to go on camera in a way that is very different than I guess most people will do it. So let me explain a little bit about my thinking here and what we can talk about today. And I'm happy for you to go ahead and type in your little messages to me if you have a question or thought about what we're talking about today. But being live in general, I think really starts to get women in particular thinking about making mistakes and how difficult that is for them to accept making a mistake. Now, when I was in the corporate world, I was very careful to try not to make any mistakes at all. And so we have the corporate world, which is pretty buttoned up still to this day, but also we have the online world, which is very much, ooh, everything's wide open and we can talk about whatever we want. Women in general in business don't want to feel like they're making a mistake, right? Because if you make a mistake, it looks like you don't know what you're talking about, or people will look at you and say, oh, well, you know, she made a mistake, she's tripping over her words, these types of things. But what most people don't realize is that the more you go on camera, the more you can feel comfortable with who you are and how you act as a person in business, right? So I've been in business for 17 years. If you didn't know my story, I started in two very separate areas of business. One, which there was the rise of social media coming. People didn't believe me. People even down-talked me. I remember women in business that were older than me from Harvard or wherever they were from would say, oh, no, no, no. Social media is just a fad blowing through. It will never be as strong of a presence of social media to get you business than it is to put an ad in a magazine. Like, literally, this is what I was doing. And then in the other business, I couldn't let go of because it's me coming full circle as a person who always wanted to be on TV or radio. Now, yes, there is a difference between someone like myself who always wanted to be on TV and radio as a kid and someone who is in the business world today that understands if you are not putting yourself out there in the sense of the authentic person that you will lose. And the reason why I say that is because you'll lose to AI. AI has such a strong force in our society today. And in 2 days, it will be even more different than what you've experienced today. Or you will have learned something that's happening somewhere where you can't believe it's happening. But here's what's going to happen with AI. And I see that future coming with AI is right now everyone's doing reels and these really fun little snippets. So they like piece their information together. Hi, my name is Rose. And then it's like it cuts, right? And it snips together. I do this and I do that because they're reading a script. And then after they do that, they put music with it and they put little stickers on there. They put words on there. They put filters on themselves, maybe even sometimes wearing bunny ears, which I get it. Some women, this is part of their marketing. They do the bunny ears. And that's not for me to judge. Me, I'm not the bunny ear kind of person. I'm a shoot from the hip kind of person. Women on camera get judged a lot. I mean, let's not lie about it. We get judged in every single way because we are putting ourselves out there. But with the rise of AI, if we do not put ourselves out there, people don't know who to go to. They will think that, so right now, if you didn't know, we're being sold to by AI bots. We, people imagery, right? Like someone might take this video of me and create it with another filter on top of it of another woman that makes me only part of me, right? And they might change my voice completely, or they could take my voice and put it somewhere else. I'm not afraid of this because the rise of AI is going to be a huge whirlwind, because before we can decide the good that it gives society and the bad that it gives society, everyone has to kind of do their own testing. But here's where the perfectionism comes in, right? As a woman on camera, you have to know that you will be judged. So what I've seen a lot of is women that go overly, right? Typically in the corporate world, and they're very locked up, and they'll speak, well, don't show your knees in a video. Who are you looking at my knees? You better not be. Women will be very buttoned up. They would never be in a place where the wind would hit their hair like this, because the perfectionistic quality of them says, oh gosh, look at my hair, it's moving all around, looks terrible, I can't believe it, you know. And then you have the women that come up with their hair tied up in a bun, that are so loose that it's almost too loose, right? In the sense of, when someone watches you, do you think that they would want to work with you? Possibly there are people out there that would want to watch you putting your makeup on. Maybe if you're an influencer and showing them how to do a cat eye, that's important. But do you really need to be putting your makeup on when you're trying to talk about business because you're a relationship coach? I'm not sure. We're going to see all these things meshing, morphing, changing with the age of AI. And one of the most important things for women to realize is that perfectionism needs to just go out the window. And if you're not sure how to do that, I can show you how, because I started in that place. Let me tell you a little story about where I started with the perfectionism, okay? So I was just talking about it this morning with my friends, because I'm here in Daniel Island, South Carolina, on vacation, and I'm having some girl time, which I love. And you know, we do a lot of chatty. Our childhood stuff comes up, and I was just talking about, I'm going to use their real names, because you know what? If they know who I am, it don't matter that they know I know who they are, right? Because I'm just going to use their first names. But when I was in kindergarten, so one of my girlfriends here, I went to kindergarten with her. And I said, do you remember Timmy and Danielle? And she said, oh, I remember Timmy and Danielle. She goes, you know why I remember? I remember Timmy, they were twins, right? And they were models. So we're talking kindergarten. So we were 5 years old, 6 years old, because then, you know, like going to school at this particular school with Timmy and Danielle. And Timmy called my friend a freckle-faced boy. And here we are as older women adults, remembering that time and that hurtful time where someone judged us and said something about what we looked like, right? And this is what's so hard for women to really just try to blow past. You know what? Obviously, we're talking about a story from way back when. I remember Timmy and Danielle because they just were not kind children. And I think they knew, or felt like they knew, they were more beautiful than everyone. They were popular because everyone liked them because they were so good looking. And I know you know what I'm talking about here. So for me, they were constantly teasing me as well. I think they said something like, oh, don't look at her face because it'll turn to oatmeal. You know how mean kids can be, right? And so my friend remembers the freckle-faced boy comment to her, and I remember the don't look at her face. So, you know, they're talking all the other little kids into saying, don't look at her because your face will turn to oatmeal. Are you thinking as a woman in business, people are going to say, oh, don't look at her face because it's going to turn to oatmeal? No, nobody cares. No one cares what you look like. No one cares what you are dressed like, in the sense of depending upon what type of audience you're attracting. But really what matters is your message. And the perfectionism to get you past that point will be to actually go on camera all the time and tell your story. right? Telling your story sets you apart from all other people. But in addition to that, it also sets you up to a place in AI to be like, hey, I'm authentic, I'm a real person. I'm here 17 years later because I was with the rise of social media. And now I see the rise of live streaming, or we call it live video, or women in business, or people in business, or however you want to say it. It's going to be a thing. And I'm here to tell you, perfectionism will ruin you. And yes, I know what it's like to be perfected, or not perfected, no, actually, no, disgusted by your own perfectionism. How many times have you recorded a video, right? Let's just give you an example of maybe what you deal with. How many times you say, all right, I'm gonna post a video of myself and I'm gonna talk about this, okay? And then you do it and you're like, oh my God, I just tripped on my word. I have to stop it. Okay, start again. Da-da-da. And each time you do it, it's almost like the frustration builds in you. Like, oh my gosh, now I just need to get this done. Or, oh my gosh, I really feel like I don't want to do this anymore. Or, oh my gosh, I think my lipstick is off now. Like, oh my gosh, I need a drink of water now. Like, there's always something that comes up, right? You know, I'm drinking out of a plastic water bottle. Sorry. When I travel, things get different. People know me as a real woman, like shoot straight from the hip. Why would you hire me? For me to go, oh my gosh, you went live. That's so awesome. Good for you. Those are not my clients. My clients are already experimenting with video and it's not working for them. And so I want to make sure that the women I work with are coming to me because they want me to tell them exactly what they need to change in order for things to work for them in business, right? So we're not just going live to go live. We're talking about perfectionism in women right now and your disgust towards it. These types of things are very hard to get over, especially if childhood things have brought some other things into your life and that you've held on to. So what I'm telling you with regards to today and being disgusted with your perfectionism is, you know, people can say, oh, well, just get over it. You'll be fine. These are the things actually women need to work on. You need to work on it because that little voice in the back of your head that says, oh my gosh, my hair was out of control in that video and I had no lipstick on. I had a piece of seed in my teeth and look at that wrinkle, like because we tear ourselves apart. You have to let that stuff go. And if you are on camera as a woman in business talking about what you do, how you do it, people will want to work with you, right? Because when I did business in person with people, it was totally different. I did business with people because I love meeting people, talking to them about what I do. It's easy for me to say like, hey, I can help you because I'm not doing sales per se. I am actually saying, well, I know how to kind of take a look at your communications and give it a little fixaroo and then off you go, right? Because that's what I did with social media. And I never had to market myself for 17 years. But I hid behind the microphone. I never went on camera much. And if it was very orchestrated. So what I'm telling you as a woman in business, you need to let go of that orchestration. No more orchestration. You just got to do it. As you know, I use that little phrasing like the F perfect, which can mean forget perfect, and just do it. Get on camera. You'll see how well that you can speak to the camera as long as you know the little details that are important for people to stay with you, right? We haven't had any questions today, and that's okay. But we are talking about the essence of being disgusted by your own perfectionism, right? Like that, I recorded 30 times and none of them were great. And then you spent how long to watch those 30 things to pick out which video you thought was best that you could do. Right. This is the joy of being live because you go live to tell your message and tell your story and let people know that you're a real person, but also that they can join in the conversation and have this immersive experience with you. That's what's important to me because I love talking to people. But here I am online, right, talking to people all over the world instead of just talking in person, which is important to me because I want to make this farther reach for women to be able to show who they are, their authentic selves, and also just be able to say their message clearly, concisely, and also in a way that allows people to say, I need to work with her. So as I work on my own marketing in the online world, right, because I'm used to the in-person world, whenever I meet someone in person, I do talk business, and I give out a business card, or they say, oh, my daughter, she was talking about going on camera, but she's a little nervous because of this, or the other thing. One of the highest and number one things that women do not go on camera for is perfectionism. And it will ruin you, ladies. So, here is what I can do for you. If you get in contact with me, you can write me a DM anywhere on social media as Jackson Hole Rose, because that's who I am. I trademarked my name years and years ago when I had a syndicated radio show. And I would love to talk with you. Just a DM to say like, hey, maybe I need to work with you. Maybe we need to talk about this. And I'm doing some things that allow women to understand that one-on-one time with me will help them rise in the levels of being on camera. So if this is you, get in touch with me. Jackson Hole, Hole, Rose. I took the name of the town that I live in. Typically you'd see mountains behind me. Not today. Not today. We've got wind in my hair, and we've got this beautiful background here at my gal pal's house. Just enjoying a little outside time. But I wanted just to say, perfectionism will leave you dead in the water, especially with AI on the rise. You must get yourself orientated to putting yourself on camera, okay? So get in touch with me, and I can help you in many different ways. I even have a challenge that I do typically every month. I'm thinking, well, it's April, and I'm on vacation, but in May I will do another one, and those are free, which is great. But the other thing is paying someone to not, wow, good job. Oh, you did so good. Oh, you did a live. Oh, that's great. Hearts, hearts, hearts. That is not how I work. I will look at every single one of your videos that you've done, and I will help you in the sense of critiquing what you've done, how you've done it, your positioning. All the things matter. Lighting, positioning, right? Like if I were to hold the camera up here, I would look completely different. If I were to hold it down here, you were looking at me like that, There's all these different camera angles that people are just not aware of, because now with iPhones, or smartphones as we still call them, we'll probably change to something else soon, the smartphone allows us to talk to anyone in the world, whenever we want, however we want. So, I'm here to help, and I just wanted to say, perfectionism, okay, we can use the word ruin. It will ruin your business if you don't get past that and move into the next level of your business, which is going to be putting the face of yourself as your business online, because people want to see you, they want to see what you're about, and they want to see how you can help them. It's not about you, it's about them. So again, let me invite you to write me a DM, Jackson Hole Rose. You can find me anywhere. If you like Instagram, find me there. If you like Facebook, find me there. If you like TikTok, you can still find me there. And again, I'm here to help you make things work, and remember, F perfect, you just got to do it. And the other thing is, you just have to keep it real. Stand out by streaming live, because it is your authentic edge. There's that stupid little X right there. YouTube, when you can fix that? Remember, live streaming or being live on video is your authentic edge in the AI age.